hand. Naomi, obviously a tournament you know very well. How are you feeling and how's practice been the last few days?
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good and practice has been good too.
All right, who'd like to get started with the first question? David?
Hello, Naomi. It's the first time we've seen you since the final in Canada. I just wanted, in the aftermath of that and the presentation, etc., how did you process the next few days? And I just wonder how you felt when you came off court and sort of settled down back into trying to think about what had happened there.
Honestly, I'm like trying to word it so I don't get caught up, but I don't really know what was written, to be honest. I just got messages from people like telling me what's potentially being written. So to this day, I honestly couldn't know what you're referring to, but like I know I didn't. You're talking about the congratulations part, yeah. So for that, I made sure to talk to her, because I know she's young and I don't know. Like, I feel really terrible if that, like, somehow impacted her, like, humongous success. But she said it didn't, and she didn't even really notice. So I was really glad about that. And I was also just really glad that she's such a sweet girl, which also just made me feel terrible even more. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like for me, I was just trying to get through it so quickly that I forget a lot of things. And even going into the final, I wanted to like potentially write my speech because I know how I am talking and doing speeches. So that was like kind of a lesson to like stick to my instinct a little. But yeah, I will definitely remember to congratulate my opponents.
Okay, we'll do Cindy and then Hermione. Cindy?
Hi, Naomi. Shai is very young, but when she's old enough to ask you about your experiences here at the U.S. Open, what are the most important things you will tell her?
About this tournament in particular?
And your experience at this tournament?
I mean, I feel like I've had a lot of experiences at this tournament. I think what I would tell her is this is probably my favorite and the greatest tournament for me, and I have so many really cool memories here, and I also have some not so cool memories here, but I don't know. For me, the US Open is like an embodiment of New York, and it's very loud and busy, but it's also really special.
Okay, Hermione and then Howard. Hermione?
Hey Naomi, after that difficult final, I guess, in the days after, were you able to reflect on like the positive aspects of that week and the tournament where you made a big breakthrough and made a big final?
I would say yes and no. Yes, because obviously, like, my biggest goal was to be seeded in a tournament, and that's something that kind of I knew immediately. And then no, because I just felt really bad and like shame. And I think I felt worse for my team because we couldn't really celebrate properly, and they were with me this entire time, so they knew how big of a deal the final was. Just knowing that I can go back to, I don't want to say that level, but just know that I can be there. Like if I did like very greatly offend Victoria, like that part.
Okay, Howard?
Hi, Naomi. Going back to the U.S. Open and what you were saying about the embodiment of the city and all of that, I'm wondering, from the first time you came here, did you like those things about it and were you comfortable here, or did that take some adjustment of a few trips to feel okay with those aspects of this place?
I mean, I'm okay with it because I grew up here. So, like, as a little kid, I used to be in those stands, and I've always wondered what it would feel like to be the one actually playing. So, Yeah, I mean, I think it's fun. I think, I don't know. I think it's something that you just kind of grow up watching and then you're finally there.
Okay, we'll go Willie and then Charlie. Willie?
Naomi, in the last 11 years, only one player has won 2 U.S. Opens, and she's sitting right over there. What are your thoughts about what it does take to do well here multiple times and why it hasn't happened for others?
Honestly, I wouldn't know really. I think for me, I don't know. I kind of always told people I'm a hard court player, and obviously that speaks in my results. But I would say to do well here, as much as I love the noise, you kind of have to block it out at the same time, and just focus on doing your best one match at a time. And I honestly didn't even know that stat was a thing, so that's kind of wild.
Okay, Charlie, and then we'll do 3 more. This lady here in the white cap, Ben and David. Okay, Charlie.
And you mentioned there about considering even like writing a speech ahead of that final. How difficult or how much does it affect you thinking that you're going to have to do a speech whether you win or lose?
I mean, you kind of know it going into it, but obviously I thought I had. It's weird. I have experience and also not as much experience talking or speaking or doing speeches. I think the amount of finals that I've been since I've been back is literally 2, and one of them I definitely fumbled the first speech, so I hope no one looks it up, but I was like stuttering a lot. And yeah, I just kind of figured that since I knew what I did wrong in the first speech, I could kind of get it a little bit right in the second speech, but clearly it didn't work out that way. So maybe the third time's a charm, but I'll write something down for the third one.
Okay, this lady in the white hat. Yep.
Your last tournament was your best run. What are some of the things that you did from there, whether it was mentally or technical, that will help you for the US Open this year?
I mean, I think mentally, physically, I'm working with a new coach. He's really great. I think, I don't know, he's just incredibly helpful. He cuts to the chase and he makes me feel like he's kind of the encyclopedia of tennis. So it's good to have someone like that in your corner. And physically, I feel really good. I feel like I'm getting to balls very quickly. So that's very helpful because it makes me feel not as pressured to try to end the point. So given we kind of adapt our like game plan to who I'm playing, it should be a really interesting tournament.
Okay, we'll finish up with Ben, then David. Ben?
There are these lists that come out roughly once a year or so of the highest earning tennis players, on court and off court. I'm curious how much you pay attention to those, how much they matter, and how accurate or not you think they are. Because you've been on those lists many times in the past.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really pay attention to it. For me, the list that I'm currently paying attention to is a ranking list. And for me, that's the only one that I want to see my name at the top of. But I think everything else is kind of a consequence of how well I can do on the court.
Okay, David?
Hi, Naomi. I just wanted to ask about the experience of playing with Gael for the mixed doubles. I think he really sort of embodies joy and joie de vivre on the tennis court, and just getting to be that close to him, maybe speak with him what you maybe learned from the experience.
Yeah, that's my goat right there. No, he was super kind. He's exactly like how I would think of when I see him, just constantly telling me like good point or like to keep going. And he's super adorable. We were talking about our kids. I was joking that we're team parents because we both have daughters, and he was saying like they should go on a play date, which I think was super cute. But it's kind of interesting. I don't think he knows how important of a figure he is to tennis players like me, because back when the Miami Open was the Sony Ericsson, I would literally go, like when I was 10, 12, 13 to watch him and Songa. And I vividly remember like sitting there in the heat, just like waiting for his specific match to come on. So to play with him was really cool.
All right, thank you. We'll do some national language now.